Okay, so quick example here is coming from 3.3. You're going to need to do long polynomial division. Long polynomial division actually works like longhand number division that you may be more familiar with. So real quickly, recall how we do longhand division. Say 15 divided into 324. So how do we do this division? Well, we look at 15. How many times does it go into 32? It'll go in there 2 times. 2 times 15 is 30. And then at this step we do subtraction, which leaves 2. Then we bring down the 4, and we start the process over again. How many times does 15 go into 24? It goes in there 1 time, subtract, and you have 9 left over. So real quickly, the terminology we use, the answer we have up here on top, that's called the quotient. This number we have down here is the remainder. This number inside the long division is called the dividend. And this number we're dividing with is called the divisor. Okay, so keep those names in mind. You'll see them throughout the section. They might ask you for different parts. So let's look at an example similar to that one in the homework. Alright, here's an example to start with. And what we're doing here is we're dividing the thing on top by the thing here on the bottom using longhand polynomial division. We set this up so the divisor is x minus 4, and it's dividing into the thing that we have on top, which starts with x to the 4th. Now before I go any further, I need to make note of the fact that you see here there's an x to the 4th and an x squared. But are there any missing powers of x that you notice in between there? Indeed, we notice there's a missing power of x to the 3rd. So when we do division like this, we need to make sure to put placeholders for any missing power that we see. Okay, so make sure to do that here. To put a placeholder for the missing x cubed, we put plus 0x cubed. And then we have negative 4x squared plus 6x. And I'll go ahead and at the end here put a plus 0 since we don't have a constant, so it's another placeholder we have to put there. Alright, now to do the longhand polynomial division, what we do is we look at the first terms in the divisor and the dividend and ask, what do you have to multiply x to make it x to the 4th? So to multiply x to get x to the 4th, you'd have to multiply by x to the 3rd. So we put x to the 3rd on top so that we can multiply x to the 1st. X cubed times x turns into x to the 4th, and that goes down underneath. And then this thing actually multiplies to both terms in the divisor. So we get x to the 4th minus 4x cubed. And so we put that both down there. Okay, and so just like longhand polynomial division, in this step we subtract. Okay, we're going to subtract these two terms from the terms up above them. Okay, and so what will happen here is the signs are actually going to flip when we do subtraction. So signs flip and we add. So this will turn into a negative, this will turn into a positive, and if we take the negative with the positive up above, those will cancel each other out, because this is now negative x to the 4th and a positive x to the 4th, so they'll cancel. And now this is plus 4x cubed plus 0x cubed, that adds to plus 4x cubed. Now the next step for long division is to bring down, so we bring down the next term 4x squared. I should say negative 4x squared. And we start the process over again. What do you have to multiply x to get 4x cubed? Indeed, you'd have to multiply by 4 and x to the second power. If you multiply 4x squared times x, then you'll get 4x cubed. And if you multiply 4x squared by negative 4, then you'll get negative 16x squared. Okay, so we repeat the process over again. We do subtraction, which causes the signs to flip. So our positive 4x cubed turns into negative. Our negative 16 turns into positive. And now we'll add them with the terms up above. This causes these to cancel, as we did last time. And then you'll have plus 16 added with negative 4x squared. That would leave you with 12x squared. Okay, and then you bring down the 6x and go on from there. So if you'd like to practice the process now, go ahead, pause the video here, see if you could work the next few steps using the process we've gone through so far. Okay, what we're doing here is we need to multiply x by something to get 12x squared. What we're going to do is multiply by plus 12x. Okay, and so the 12x times x gives us 12x squared. 12x times negative 4 is negative 48x. All right, and then again signs flip, negative and positive, and then we add together. These will cancel and we'll be left with 48 plus 6x to get 54x. Then we have to do the last thing, which is bring down the 0 and see if we can continue the division process. We can if we use plus 54. So 54 times x is 54x. 54 times negative 4 is negative 216. And we flip our signs and add. These will cancel, and 216 is adding to 0, so that's just 216. At this step, there's no more x's left here, it's just a number. So we're not going to be able to continue any further to try to multiply x in order to get something that's 216. So this is the end of our division process. We now have the quotient and we have the remainder down here. So our answer, and the way we write our answer for the division is the quotient x cubed plus 4x squared plus 12x plus 54 plus the remainder, which is 216, over the divisor, which is x minus 4. And so this is how we generally write our answers for long division. We write the quotient plus the remainder over the divisor. All right, and so that would be our answer in this situation.